everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting yet another reading vlog, and this is going to be the first weekend reading vlog of my semester, so woo! Like, I am excited for the reading vlog. Not so much excited that we have to go back to weekend reading vlogs now because of school though, but it'll be fine. I'm excited about my reading plans for this weekend, and I also have some book mail that I'm going to be unboxing here in a moment, and we're just gonna have a good time. So I think I'm going to go through the two pieces of book mail that I have here first. So I'm going to open this white package first because I did not know that this was coming. It says it's from Simon & Schuster, and I'm like, no way. So I'm so, like, we're just gonna get into it. I have kind of an idea of maybe what's in here based on like a certain book that's come out this week, but if that is the case, then I will be reading it in this vlog. There we go. Oh, I was right. Oh my god. It's so small and cute. Okay, so this is Mysteries of Thorn Manor by Margaret Rogerson. This is a companion novella, I think, to Sorcery of Thorns, and I read Sorcery of Thorns last year. Loved it, had such a good time reading it, so I'm so excited to read this weekend because I will. Obviously have to read this weekend. Also, look at the cover. It's so pretty. I love this art style, and also it's just like, this is one of the cutest and like smallest books I've ever laid my eyes on. Ooh, that's cute. There's like a little there's a cat. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a cat embossed, I think is the word, on the hardcover of this. So as well as that, they also sent me a paperback of Sorcery of Thorns, which I'm a big fan of having, you know, multiple editions of books that I love, so I'm not mad to have this paperback. Thank you so much to Simon & Schuster for sending this to me. I am so freaking excited. So that is very exciting. Obviously, my god, watching my videos back is painful sometimes because the amount of times I say I'm excited about stuff is just ridiculous. Anyway, I do have this other package which I'm excited about, and this is from Waterstones, and I just know this book is absolutely so stunning, and I've had my eye on the UK copies of this series for the longest time. So when I read The Ballad of Never After in December, and I was so broken up over the ending of it, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like go buy a copy of this book. I also saw that they had a few of like the signed editions left of it, and I was like, yeah, I'll have a good signed book, why not? So we are gonna take a look at it. Oh, the pink, oh my god, look at this. Like, look at oh my god, it's even got like little bits of gold foiling on it. I also believe there's like a little design on the hardcover of this book, and I'm pretty sure there's like 4 different designs that you can get, and if I remember correctly, there's a dragon that's like an option for one of them, so like the odds of me getting it, well, 25% obviously. Like, we're manifesting together that I'm gonna get the dragon, you know? So we're just gonna take a look. That was so dramatic. But I did get the dragon. Oh my god. Look at that. Oh, it's even on the spine. It's so pretty. Like, nothing gets me more excited than just beautiful books, you know? And this one's also signed by Stephanie Garber. Love, I think. Is this the second book I have that's signed by Stephanie Garber? Yeah, I think my other edition of Ballad of Never After is signed as well, so stunning. Honestly, I gave this book a 5-star when I read it. I love Stephanie Garber so much. Like, her writing is just always exquisite, and I'm so excited. Sorry, I'm getting so worked up over this book, but they're like, oh my god, just like, wow. Anyway, we're gonna take a step back and we're gonna relax for a minute because I just got way too excited. But very good book mail to start off this vlog, if I do say so myself. So yes, now that we have done the exciting stuff, we're gonna do more exciting stuff because we're gonna talk about my TBR for the weekend. So I am currently in the middle of a book, and I do hope to finish it this weekend, and that is Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. This is a reread for me because I read the first 2 books in this series 2 years ago. Wow. But the 3rd book in the series, Chain of Thorns, comes out on January 31st. Literally, what day is it? Is it 20th? 11 days I will be a different person on the 31st, let me tell you. I'm gonna be losing my shit, but yes, I'm doing my reread of this series. I'm having such a good time, although I am like over halfway through this book. I'm on page 403, and the ending, like the last part of this book, like there are a few good scenes that I know are still coming, but like the last part of this book brings me a lot of pain. I can't lie, like there's so many things that happen at the end of this book that I'm like, but it'll be better this time because I know that I will have the third book to read in less than 2 weeks, and that book is 800 pages. I can't get over it. Like, I saw the page count on it a few days ago and I was just like looking at it and I was like, no way. It's so long, but I'm so excited. Sorry, but I'm honestly aiming to finish this book tonight, which I think is very doable. Like, will it hurt? Yeah, but it'll be okay. Like, we'll get through this together. So that's kind of like the plans for today. But I do also have a couple of other books. First of all, I was planning on reading this in my last vlog, but I just never did. Like, I kept talking about how I need to read the book, and then I didn't. But I have been reading a little bit of it over this week, and I'm definitely enjoying it more than I was. So I feel like I just need to like keep reading more of it, and maybe it'll keep getting better. And that is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I'm currently on page 185, so that's not even a third of the way through the book, but I'm not really aiming to finish it this weekend because I do kind of plan to read it over the next week or whatever, but I just need to make some progress in this book. This needs to happen. I'm not like hating it, obviously, like it's a pretty good time, but it's a very slow moving book and the writing's very nice, but it's still a very slow moving book. So we'll just see how / if my opinion changes of it over the course of these next like 400 pages. So there is a graphic novel that I'm planning on reading this weekend, and that is The Sprite and the Gardener, I think. I saw Tori from Tori Between Pages talking about this recently, and it looked so cute. The art style was stunning, honestly, and I was very intrigued. So I would like to pick it up this weekend. I'll probably read it on my iPad because I believe it's on Kindle Unlimited. So, or was it on Scribd? I don't know, it was on some platform, and I will read it that way. But those are all of the reading plans, all of the book mail. Like I said earlier, it is currently 1 o'clock on Friday. I kind of have the weekend open because I don't really have any assignments that are due yet. I think all of that starts like, not even next week. I'm just like chilling this weekend, okay, because I don't have anything to do. So like I said, I'm going to start with Chain of Iron. I'm going to try and finish it today. We'll do a little bit of crying and then we'll get into the rest of the book. So I really hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we're just going to get into it. So it's quite a bit later. I have made quite a bit of progress in Chain of Iron. I am now up to page 563, and I have about 100 pages left. And I'm not scared of the last 100 pages because like I've already read them and I already know what happens, but like I'm not excited about reading the next 100 pages because like obviously because this is the second book in the series, like bad shit happens at the end of this book because there has to be a cliffhanger, and it's just like I remember the first time reading this book I was so frustrated with how this book ended, and like it's good but I still hate it, you know what I'm saying? Like the miscommunication makes me want to scream. Other than what I'm about to read, I have been having a really fun time this afternoon because there's quite like a decent amount of things that have been going on that I kind of just forgot happened. And I don't even know why, because I feel like for the most part I had a decent grasp on like the overall goings on of this series. But there were like a couple of things that just went down that I was like, how did I forget this? I literally don't know. But yeah, it's been great. I really like this book also because there are so many like different relationships that you're kind of starting to get like hinted at. You're kind of seeing things finally happen with them. And it's not even just like the main couple. There's like a couple of other couples in this that I'm very, you know, invested in as well. And there's one couple that's like very, very slightly hinted at in this book. And I don't know how to feel about it. But also I'm kind of like, honestly, I'm kind of sad to finish this book because I have been having such a good time rereading this book. And I'm kind of sad for Chain of Thorns to like get here almost, just because I've been like so excited about it for the last like year and a half. And then when I read it, the prequel like Shadowhunters series will just be done. And I don't know how to live in a world where there's just like no more content. Like I know she still has a whole like other series coming out. I believe it's called The Wicked Powers and it takes place like after the Dark Artifices, but I can't lie, I don't care as much about like her later series in the timeline. It's kind of a sad prospect to just like not be waiting for Chain of Thorns anymore, which like you think I'd be so excited about it, and I am, and like obviously I will devour that book, but I will be a little bit sad. It'll be a bittersweet time. So I'm still like obviously gonna have the best time. At least after Chain of Thorns comes out, I can die happily. You know, like I will no longer be waiting for the answers to the questions that I've had for so long. So there's something. Like I've literally been thinking about Chain of Thorns so much recently. I feel like I'm back in my Shadowhunters era almost, which is really fun because I was really heavily into my Shadowhunters era like summer of 2021 because that's when I read like all of the books that were out. And like obviously since then I have reread TID, but now that I've been like getting back into it, I'm like, wow, I missed this. Like it's so fun. Also, can I say I love Christopher in these books. Like he is so, I love him. He's like the you know, like the scientific one. There's kind of, what other series am I thinking about that has that kind of stereotype character in it? Oh right, Six of Crows. He really, sorry, that was like, it's over there, so I like looked at it. He reminds me kind of Wylan from Six of Crows, and Wylan's my favorite crow, and I feel like out of the Merry Thieves, who was like the, I think that's the group of gents in this book, shall we say, he's probably my favorite. And like I just love the nerdy scientific character. Like he's just, love him. And we've been seeing like not too much of him because he's really not a main character, but a little bit more, and I love that for him. So anyway, like I said, I don't know if I did say this, but it's like 4:40 right now, so I do actually have plans to hang out with my friends in a couple of hours. I think we're meeting up at like 6:30-ish maybe, so I really only have until then to finish this book, but I think I'll have like the perfect amount of time in which to finish Chain of Iron. I'm gonna go finish this book and then I will talk to you guys in a bit. Hello everybody, it is now Saturday afternoon. It's like 2-ish, maybe, yes, almost exactly 2. And I have a couple of reading updates for you guys. So, last night I did indeed finish my reread of Chain of Iron, and I forgot like just how much the ending of this book pisses me off. Because the miscommunication, like this is my only gripe with the entire series, because it's not even like a, oh, I don't like that this happened. It's a, oh, this was stupid. Because the miscommunication at the end of this book is just like, come on now. It makes me upset, you know? But like, it does definitely add to a little bit of an angsty romance. Although, I mean, like, every romance she writes is angsty. Has there been a single non-angsty one? No, I don't think so. But it makes me mad. It was making me mad again last night. But it's a lot better than like the first time I read it, because at least now I know that I have like the third book coming out very soon. And I will hopefully get some resolution to this stupid situation. But the first part of this book is so much fun, and I would go like reread it again. You know, like, it is just peak everything. I love it. So like, in the grand scheme of things, the ending doesn't bother me that much because I feel like the first part of this book really carries. Also on my reread, I have been noticing more ties to the Dark Artifices, because I do believe that these series are kind of meant to be a little bit more connected than her other series, because there are a couple of things that kind of like are going on in this one that are very heavily, I don't know why I'm pointing back there, I don't have those books with me right now, that are very heavily connected to other things that happen in the Dark Artifices, with like a certain kind of subplot that's going on. And I'm thinking, when I read this the first time, I hadn't read the Dark Artifices yet, so obviously I wasn't really able to pick up on those, and I don't even think I really noticed it when I was reading the Dark Artifices, probably just because I hadn't really, like, it had not clicked in my head. But upon a reread, I was seeing a lot of things. I was like, that's kind of interesting, kind of fun. Obviously, being able to pick up all of like the connections between her series is so fun, and rereads are the best way, like, to be able to pick them out for yourselves, because upon a first read, no thoughts were in my head about anything relating to that. So that was really fun too. Anyway, moving on to the other reading update I have for you guys, and that is that I have finally gotten myself to pick back up The Name of the Wind and actually read some of it. Also, I found this really cute paperclip that I'm now using as a bookmark, and I think it's so cute. And I'm gonna have to use this paperclip as a bookmark more often, because, like, I don't even know, like, it's just so cute. I have made it up to page 249, so I've read about 65 pages maybe of it, and I definitely feel like I am more in the story now. I feel like that's probably just a product of me like actually sitting down and reading a decent chunk of it, but I do feel like this is a really easy book to kind of fall into, because the way the story is told is just very like easy to just like go along with it, and I definitely really appreciate that. It's a little bit different than like most fantasy series, because this is kind of, so far, it's really just been a coming of age story. Like, there's not a ton of magic. Obviously, as we watch Kavoth like grow up and go to university and like actually learn things about magic, then we'll get a little bit more into the fantasy. But so far, we've really just been following him and his struggles in life. Let me tell you, this kid, he's been going through it. Like, I don't know how many times he's been beat up on the streets, but I'm like, are you okay? Like, you have to have some internal bleeding. How are you not dead yet? I don't get it. But also, maybe that just speaks to his resilience. So, I don't know, it's been brutal, but I have been enjoying it. We're getting to the part that I've been really excited about, because I didn't like know much going into this book. I'm not sure if I really knew anything going into this book, to be honest, but I did know. At some point, there was like a school, magical school kind of setting. I think you're gonna be hard pressed to find somebody that doesn't like a magical school setting, so we've kind of just gotten into that section of the book and like very like scratched the surface of it, and I'm very excited to read some more of it. I think I'm going to definitely read some more of this today. Like I was saying yesterday, I do just want to make some progress with it. I'm not gonna finish it. I just want to, let's set a goal, you know? Maybe my goal will be like page 400. Yeah, that's like 150 pages. That seems doable. We'll go with that. So I'm gonna read some more of this today. So that's basically what I've been spending my morning doing. I have been listening to the audiobook for it a little bit as well, while I like picked things up, because my room was very messy. So I just had like a very chill yet slightly productive morning, because I have been really needing to clean my room. But I'm gonna take a break on The Name of the Wind for a little bit. I will probably get back into it later, or I'll start one of my other books. I'm not sure. But I am going to, well, actually I am starting another book, but I'm gonna finish this one like very quickly. So I'm going to pick up Mysteries of Thorn Manor. I'm sure this one will be a very fast read because the pages are so small. So I'm gonna read this and I will let you guys know my thoughts when I'm done. Quite a bit later. I think it's like 5 o'clock now. And I have just finished Mysteries of Thorn Manor. I think I'm gonna give this one like a 4-star maybe. Oh, also it's very echoey down here, so I'm so sorry. But I really enjoyed this. I thought it was so cute, honestly. Basically, the entirety of this novella focuses on like just relationship development between our two main characters. And you know, for that reason, I had such a good time because I love the world that this is set in, and I feel like the magic is very, you know, like whimsical, but to kind of have that as like a backdrop and then you're kind of just like focusing on like this cute romance thing going on, I thought it was really fun. I saw somebody say this kind of reads like a cozy fantasy, which I know is like a rather big thing right now. And I would absolutely agree with that assessment because it was so cute. Literally like no stakes in this, like nothing like huge is happening. It's just like a really fun story. It's very easy to fall into. So if you've read Sorcery of Thorns, I would highly recommend picking this up because it was just lovely. And I really enjoyed being able to see like what the dynamic is for our two main characters like as a couple, because in Sorcery of Thorns I feel like it's not really the main focus of the book, so there wasn't like a ton of romance. Like there definitely is, but it's not the forefront of the plot. But in this one, like absolutely it is. That's like the whole plot. I also just really enjoy Margaret Rogerson's writing. I feel like it's very nice to read. It's not super flowery, but it's just like, it's a nice writing style, you know? And I feel like, you know, it's kind of funny. There are like some funny moments and it was just cute. That's like, that's really what I would use to describe this book. It was really cute. So yeah, like I said, it's 5 o'clock now. I still haven't decided if I'm going to read more of The Name of the Wind. I will give you an update whenever I make that decision. Okay, good morning everybody. It is Sunday morning. I have gone out and gotten myself a little matcha from Starbucks because it sounded good. Yes. Anyway, I do have a bit of a reading update for you guys. I didn't really read much of anything last night just because I wasn't feeling it, so I didn't. However, I did wake up this morning and I read a little bit more of The Name of the Wind. I'm now up to page 300, so I think I read like 50 pages. I'm still just like not super invested in it. I don't know, I was just really hoping to like absolutely love this book, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for when I pick up a fantasy novel, because it is kind of interesting to focus on one main character and their, you know, growth throughout their life, but I just kind of want it to be a bit more fantastical and a bit more, you know, like action-y or whatever. I like there to be like a big cast of characters, that kind of thing, but that's not like what this book is. However, I think if I wasn't reading it for the book club, I would probably still finish it because I feel like it's kind of a staple in like the fantasy genre, and I would like to, you know, read the staples. You know, it's just not gonna be a favorite. I feel like I can tell that halfway through now. I'm kind of just like, it's there. it's happening. It's kind of interesting in some spots, and there are some things that I definitely really like. But for the most part, I'm just not, like, invested in it, you know? I feel like you guys get what I mean. I think you get it. I'm still aiming to make it to page 400 today. That would be ideal. We'll see if that happens. But I'm going to go back to my apartment, and I think I'm going to read that graphic novel that I was telling you guys about. It's called The Sprite and the Gardener, I think. I'm very excited about it. I haven't read a single graphic novel all year, so this will be the first one. Hopefully it's really good. We'll see. So it's a couple hours later. I did read The Sprite and the Gardener, and that may be the most gorgeous graphic novel I have ever read. Like, the colors in it were stunning because they were all like these pinky purple, but they also had like some yellows in there. Like, it was just a really lovely color palette. And also just like the art style was so, like, it was so pretty. And you know, it's all about like a garden, so there's all these lovely like illustrations of plants, and it was like breathtaking. I loved the art style so much, and the story was also just super cute. It's about these little, like, they're sprites. It's literally in the title. I was like, are they fairies? No, they are sprites, and I think they kind of feel like they've lost their connection with nature a bit, because back in the day they kind of used to be the beings behind making plants grow, but as time has progressed, it's kind of fallen on humans instead to do that. So our main kind of little sprite that we're following, she sees this really sad and withering garden, and she decides that she wants to help out. She wants to kind of use their powers for that kind of thing again, and it was precious. It was so cute. Literally my only complaint is that I do feel like it was a bit short. I feel like it could have been, you know, like a little bit longer, but also I do get that that would take like more time and effort to make more illustrations for it. So if any of you guys are looking for like a short but really stunning graphic novel, it is on Kindle Unlimited if any of you have that. But even if you don't, I'd recommend checking it out, because it was like, every page was a delight, honestly. So yeah, very glad that I got to that one. Currently it's like 1:30, and I'm not really in the mood to like do some physical reading, but I do think I'm going to listen to my audiobook for The Name of the Wind a little bit while I do this next thing that I'm about to talk about, because I'm trying something new today. I've seen this on Pinterest a lot, where people like decorate the like first page of one of their books in like a scrapbooky sort of way. And let me just like, because I've screenshotted a few so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. It's kind of where they decorate just like the first page of like a book that they really like, or just like a book that they're currently reading. And I think that sounds really fun, and I think it could just be something like, you know, visually interesting to do. So I've decided that I'm gonna try my hand at it, you know, because I have like a book journal and all of that, but actually scrapbooking in a book sounds intriguing, might I say. So I'm going to try, I'm a little scared honestly, but I'm gonna try and do that in Chain of Gold. I do have like the first main title page taken up with like my annotation key. However, there is a second title page, so very appreciative for the multiple title pages that are in this book. Oh, there's another one too. Look at that. Maybe I use this one because I like the fact that it says The Last Hours book 1. But I have rated my stash of things that I have here. And I thought I could kind of show you the stuff that I'm gonna use, and then obviously I'll show me doing it, and we'll just see how it turns out, because if I like this, I would absolutely consider doing it to more of my books, because I'm a big proponent of defacing your books, you know. I have like some scrapbook papers, stickers, this envelope thing, and then in here I have the washi tape that I want to use because I think that's a really nice color palette. I also have these, I think they're Monet paintings that I printed out a really long time ago because I was using them for a bullet journal spread, but I'm pretty sure that Monet was like rather big in the Edwardian era, which is when like Chain of Gold and Chain of Iron take place, so I could like use these maybe. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna kind of see what happens, you know. Like, I don't know if this is gonna work out. I'm going to do it in a very non-permanent way in case I just like absolutely hate it, because I'd be so sad if I ruined my copy of Chain of Gold, because it's got all of my annotations in it. I do think I'm gonna write like some quotes on it or whatever, and I have no idea how this is gonna turn out, but it sounds kind of fun. I want to do something, you know, crafty, but I don't really have like any inspiration to do anything in my book journal, so I'm gonna try something a bit different. I thought I could let you guys in on it as well, and we'll see how it goes, you know? I am so freaking excited and happy with how this turned out. I think it's so cute, and it went so much better than I could have expected. Like, I love it, like, a lot, obviously. And I think I'm definitely going to do the same thing to Chain of Iron at some point. Not today, because I can't lie, this took me a while, but I was also being like very indecisive as I was doing this, because I was so scared. So a lot of this stuff is like stuck down with washi tape, or like very lightly stuck down with double-sided tape. The only thing that I actually like did on the page were the little like daisies. They're just like normal flowers really, but we're gonna call them daisies for the sake of the story. But even if I took all this stuff off, I would not be mad about the daisies being there. So highly recommend. It's also really fun to just like put together a bunch of things that kind of pertain to the book. I have some fun quotes. I drew some daisies, obviously. I also have this little tea set because I love drawing tea sets. Like, I don't know what it is. They're like pretty easy and they're really cute. And there's this like scene in Chain of Gold where James is just like yelling about how he loves tea. And he's outside while he's doing this. And some like random guy who I think is driving like a hansom cab is like, "Good for you, mate." And it makes me laugh. I also had to put the original quote from Great Expectations that has the line where the names of all three of these books came from, because I thought that would be fun too. I feel like I might have to do this to all of The Last Hours, and I might do it to The Infernal Devices at some point because it's so fun. Anyway, I did not end up listening to my audiobook for The Name of the Wind. I think I was concentrating a bit too hard on doing this to like actually retain information coming from the book, so I decided I was gonna start watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I've never seen before. Well, actually that's a lie. I've seen like the first few episodes before because I was gonna start watching it last year, and then I forgot about it. And I've obviously like seen them on Nickelodeon every now and then, but I wasn't like a fan of the show when I was younger. I never watched it all the way through, and it seemed like a good thing to throw on while I was doing this. I'll probably continue watching it after this clip as well, because it's obviously, like, I don't have to tell you it's a good show. It's really fun. In a bit, I am going to pick up The Name of the Wind and like read some more, but for now, I'm kind of just chilling, watching my TV shows. So, yeah, it's been a really like relaxing afternoon. I've had a good time. So, anyway, I'll update you guys later when I end up picking up The Name of the Wind. All right, hello everybody. It is now Tuesday morning, and I am here to end the vlog because I forgot to end it on Sunday. So this is actually good though, because it does allow me to give you some more thoughts on The Name of the Wind, because I have read quite a bit of it since I last talked to you. I'm on page 553 now, so it's almost over. And I don't want to say thankfully, but like, I am ready for this book to be over. I'm not like disliking it. I feel like I'm just gonna keep saying the same thing. Like, I don't hate it, but I just don't love it. And a lot of the complaints that I have are like very common complaints that I've heard for this book. I'm sick of Kvothe telling me how good he is at things. Literally, like, word for word, one of the lines that he has said about himself was, "I was brilliant. Not just your run-of-the-mill brilliance either. I was extraordinarily brilliant." And I was like, dude, isn't it better to like let people kind of just know that you're brilliant instead of like you having to like tell us that you are? Like, I can't deny that he is brilliant, but like, I don't need him to tell me that. And I was like, I had to take a step back. I was like, really? I just didn't like it. Also, kind of very related to that is my other issue, is that he really is good at everything. And I feel like that fact really makes it hard to relate to him as a main character, because obviously nobody is good at everything. I know he's gone through a lot of struggles in his life, like I get that, but I would just like to see him kind of not just be a genius about everything all the time. I don't know, it's just like kind of annoying, and I really don't like Kvothe in the couple of like bits we get of him in like current day, like as he's telling the story. And because this book is literally about Kvothe, it makes it hard to want to read it because I don't really enjoy him as a main character. There are definitely bits of it that I really like. There are a couple of side characters that are like kind of interesting. I do really like the couple of interactions that we've seen with him and Ari. I think they're just like nice moments, sweet moments, you know? But aside from that, probably give it like a 3.5 star, maybe? We'll see. We'll have to see. So now that I've told you some current thoughts on The Name of the Wind, let's end this video on a more positive note and talk about all the books that I loved that I read this weekend. So, first of all, finished Chain of Iron. Loved it. Although I feel like I've been talking about this series nonstop for the last few weeks because of Chain of Thorns, so I'll just leave it at that. Just know, yeah. And then this weekend I also finished Mysteries of Thorn Manor, which I gave 4 stars. I thought this was really cute, and I think you guys should definitely check this out if you liked. Why did I almost call it Chain of Thorns? Oh, that is kind of similar though, because it's Sorcery of Thorns. Wow. Okay, well at least that makes sense. That was a tangent. If you guys liked Sorcery of Thorns, I think you guys should definitely check it out. And then I also finished The Sprite and the Gardener, which was, it was just gorgeous. Loved it. Highly recommend you guys check it out. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the weekend reading vlog. I definitely had a good time doing it, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you did, please do let me know down below. Have you read any of the books that I am reading in this vlog? I would love to talk about them. Have you guys read The Name of the Wind? What do you guys think about it? I know it's very well loved. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. We can have a little discussion or whatnot. And yeah, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you all in my next video.